All right, hello, welcome. This is Diane Cunningham Ellis. I am here with Cheryl Brown, and we are doing an interview series for the Nourished Life Club. And I have been loving these conversations because I'm able to ask some questions, and you're able to get to know some of our founding members. And so we're going to just start out from the very beginning. And Cheryl, why don't you just introduce yourself and tell them where you live now, and also why you decided to jump in as a founding member of the Nourished Life Club.
Okay, so I'm Cheryl Brown. I live in Crossville, Tennessee now. I retired officially June 30th. And been working with Diane for a couple of years, have to get to the Nourished Life Club stuff. I've struggled with my weight since the first child. So, gosh, how old is he? Like 39. So for almost 40 years, I've struggled with weight. And every time I lose weight, I gain it back plus another 10 or 15 pounds. And then I hate on myself a whole bunch, and talk smack to myself, really, a lot of just not nice things to myself. So Diana started this Nourished Life Club. It's kind of, it is motivating, it's encouraging, it sort of helps me build myself up, I guess, for a lack of a better way to say that, to get off that woe is me road and instead like focus on what has to be done, what I know I need to do. I'm not a stupid person. I mean, I have a PhD, for God's sakes. And so I'm not stupid, and yet I need more help than I can bring to myself. And so a group of women, and I don't know if there's any men in the group, and I don't suppose it matters if there are or not, but because anybody who struggles with weight probably is facing some of the same issues. To be together, to share those experiences, to just kind of be able to lift each other up, to get something off from someone else, to encourage you to do one more day, just do one more day, just do one more right thing, just make this next meal a good meal. I need that in my life. And so, you know, for me to be a founding member, first of all, I thought the price was right. Okay, so I hate to say, I hate to talk about money, but the price was right for a lifetime of Diane and the other women and men, if there are, in this group's support and encouragement and focus. So the money was right. The time was right. I'm retired. I have the time now to kind of devote to myself, because that's really what this is about, is devoting, taking care of myself. And so that was right for me too. I have better internet access here, so I can be at home and be on Zoom without a problem. I don't have to be in my office worried that somebody is listening to this. Is just my own personal little weirdnesses. Anyways, so that was my decision. I hope that answered your question, Diane. I'm sorry, I kind of rambled a little bit, but.
No, it's so good. It's good. And the reason I'm loving all these calls is because we have women that all sorts of women from all sorts of locations and all sorts of life scenarios. Some with small children at home, some that just have retired. And you and I have been on a call together with some of the same, those same scenarios even today. And nourishing, I create things that I need. I create programs, groups, basically that really line up with what I need what my next level is. And I invite women to join, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And we've opened up the doors again we're going to open the doors to this group a couple times a year. And why is that? It's because I want women to take action. Nourish is an action. And let me grab let me see if I can find it. I used it an hour ago. Probably lost it.
Yeah, the brand new created flowchart, or whatever you're calling it, pathway.
Gosh,
a success path.
I've already lost it, Cheryl. Hold on.
I'm sorry, but it stands for action.
I know, right? Right? Hang on.
Right.
Hang on, everybody. Oh my gosh, this is my life.
Well, while you're looking, do you want me to just talk some more about some other things still related to this?
I want you, while I'm looking, I want you to share what you would tell, I'm not even gonna find that, it's drama. I want you to share with us, what would you tell it, like, okay, if I have had a rough, if I've had a binge in what I would call that, you know, I mean, and we can each call that something different, right? I mean, your version of it might be different than mine, but it feels yucky, feels gross. I feel a lot of the yucky words the next day, guilt and shame and, you know, I feel uncomfortable in my head, my heart, my skin. What would you tell me that next day when I'm in a funk, when I am like wanting to beat on myself? What are some words of wisdom that you would share?
Well, I think some of this I've gotten from you, so this is going to sound familiar to you. I'm sorry to like steal your words, but I guess besides saying, listen, it's going to be okay. This is not the end of the world. You know, this is, all of us have gone through this before. But I think for me, one of the things I would want to hear is, okay, what did we learn from it? What did I learn from that experience? One, to remember that I don't feel good the next day, or in 2 hours, or in 3 hours. And who wants to feel that way? I know that food tasted really good, but who wants to feel like crap for 24 hours after that? But also, what set me off?
Right.
You know, because that, I mean, I don't necessarily want to go dig into the back history of my life and what happened in my childhood and blah, 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 and figure out what stuff, but what happened in that moment? Was I angry at somebody? Was I sad about something? Was I just bored and decided to stuff food in my mouth and keep stuffing food in my mouth? So if I can figure out what that was, that little trigger right there, whatever that was, then maybe the next time that happens, I'll recognize it and say, okay, don't start down that path, because in 24 hours, I'm going to feel like crap, and I don't want to do that. So I guess what I would tell somebody is, what have you learned from that? What set this off, and how can we remember how that makes us feel?
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, that's exactly what I would say. And so I'm glad you've been listening. and every single time, you know, I mean, none of us want to do these things, and yet we're going to do them, right? So every time is a lesson learned, and hopefully I'm getting the, you know, the lesson, and it's getting closer and closer, and I can listen more intently to the feeling, so I don't have to go as far down the hellhole, right?
right,
And
right,
last week I had a scenario with some family situation, and I would have in the past eaten over it, drank over, you know, whatever my coping systems are. I know I would have, because I have done it 100 times, you know, hundreds of times. And
right.
instead, and here's where the miracle starts to come in, is when we start to know, okay, the nachos are not going to help this situation. You know, yes, I can eat nachos, and I could eat a lot of them, and I could eat lots of other things out, and nothing's wrong with nachos, but I can do all that, or drink a bunch of drinks. The situation is not going to change at all. Those people don't even know I'm eating at them. And I just need to feel sad, or feel confused, or feel freaked out, or, you know, whatever that is. And I have to pause. For me, I've had to learn, like, okay, like, pause, stop grabbing, because I want to grab. You know, I want to grab food or a drink or a thing, or even my phone, because that's a great distraction. Buy something on it.
Except a phone is not, for me, the phone is not contributing to this overall feeling of not being in control of my food. Does that make sense? If I'm going, I would rather replace M&Ms with playing on my phone than something, you know, than eat the M&Ms. So if I have to use the phone as a distraction mechanism,
right,
then that's going to work for me. And granted, it's a crutch, but I think, thank you for bringing me my phone, my love, just in case I need it right now. But I think that I need crutches. I hate to say it that way, but I can't have it be food.
Right.
The crutch needs to be something else until I don't need the crutch.
Yeah, yeah. And I was on a call last night and I was talking about weaning myself off of whatever, fill in the blank, Diet Coke or Starbucks or cigarettes for me, or, whatever those things have been in my life, which I know there's a lot of, and like having to basically go, okay, I'm going to drink this, icy cold. No, it's not, I mean, it's like a coconut water thing, right? But I had to learn how to do, we call it harm reduction. So like removing the worst thing. Okay, maybe I'm gonna eat raspberries instead of M&Ms, and I can eat a lot of raspberries, a lot. But sometimes it's just that replacing of that action.
Right.
That I got off of sugar-free gum, and like I was chewing on toothpick. It's that replacement, that chewing on the toothpick for a while.
Right. And so what I want to say is eventually I would want to then move beyond needing that crutch. But when I need the crutch, I want to use the crutch.
Sure.
If I can remember. Yeah. So I just didn't want to, I don't want to think that those would be, even though I might end up addicted to my phone, that's going to be better.
Right.
Or addicted to raspberries, better than M&Ms. Do you know what I mean? And so I can worry about that down the road.
Yeah, there's a really great book that I read in grad school called Positive Addiction, and it was one of our training books, in fact, and it was talking about just this very topic. It was about replacing whatever, the thing that can kill you, might be killing you slowly, but there's other things that'll kill us faster. But learning how to, add something in to fill those hours or fill that reach. So anyway, okay, one or two more questions. You willing?
Sure, no problem. I'm still good.
Okay, good.
I'll let you know.
Okay, awesome. So what do you hope, you've kind of touched on this, what do you hope to get out of, what are some of the habits or trainings that you want me to provide? And you kind of know some of those already, but what are some of the things that you are hoping to learn in the months to come?
Okay, so here's what I want to say about that. I don't know that I need to actually learn like I'd never known it before, because I've tried everything and anything that I think would help. What I don't do is stick with any of them.
Okay.
And so I don't need to learn about Whole30. I don't need to learn about plant-based diets. I don't need to learn about the benefits of exercise and blah, 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 because I'm not stupid. I know that. And I think most of us know those things. Okay, so what I need to learn is, how do I stick with stuff? Okay. How do I keep journaling? Because I know that writing down what I'm eating makes a difference. But then I get tired of doing that, and then I stop, and I don't keep it up. Or planning out my food. I do plan dinners because I have to go to the grocery store, and I'm not going every day to the grocery store. And so I have to plan what I'm going to serve. So why can't I plan what I'm going to eat for the whole day for a week? I don't know. So it's those things. And I mean, you could do a 5 or 10 minute thing on that, but I think I need somebody to tell me every day. It's weird what, and I actually, when I think about it, it's not weird. I think a whole bunch of people have the same issue, that we're not stupid. We know what we should do. We just don't do it.
Right.
And whether it's because it seems too big, whether it's because we're thinking, I have to do this for a year, or I have to do this for the rest of my life, and I just don't want to, because I can get really disagreeable. I can really dig my heels in, and I can really just be a booger about following the rules. But I don't think I'm alone in that. I think other people we know what we should do, we just don't do them. So how do you help me? How will this group be helping me make the next right decision? Which I know you've said that plenty of times, just makes the next right decision. So how do I keep doing that? That's what I need to learn how to do, how to keep making the next right decision.
Good. Well, you're not alone in all of that. And yes, we're going to continue. We've started and we're going to continue to talk about that. And the only way I know how is, you know, like you said, there's a lot of reasons we rebel against the consistency because it's kind of boring, you know, I mean, truthfully. A whole lot of my life is very ho-hum, and then there's like these moments of miracles, and then drop down into the pit of hell every so often, right? But most of it's like, okay, here I am writing down my food again. It's like repeat. Yeah. And so we're gonna talk a lot about that. Habits are consistent, and until we get it integrated, it's scary, or it's weird, or it's hard, or it's and so yeah, that's a big piece of the program. It's a big
or it's not natural. Like I brush my teeth every morning and every night. I don't think about it. I don't think, oh, here's my habit, I should brush my teeth in the morning. I just do. And so I need the food planning, the writing it down to get to that point too, where I don't think, oh, this is a good habit, I should write this down. Instead, it just is what I do, like brushing my teeth in the morning and at night. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, but.
Yeah, and I mean, it's awkward and weird probably for 30 to 90 days. And then it becomes what you do. And we don't ever know when that switch, we have to stick with it. Here's the deal. And they told me this when I first got into sobriety, and I was like, I don't have time to do all that. Who the hell do you think you are? But they said for me to go to 90 meetings in 90 days. And I was running a business and I'm doing all this stuff, and I don't have any, I'm not married. And I finally listened. And I just said, okay, if I want to if I really want to keep my business, if I really want to keep my house, if I really want to actually follow suggestions, I'm going to do what they said. And then I finally told the truth and realized I was drinking for a couple hours every night. So I could certainly probably afford to drive over, go get there, go sit down and come home. And it was really, now I get it. It's about changing that nightly habit of drinking every night. Or, I could sit here and eat. Lots of times we have trouble with nighttime eating. And, we're getting down into the weeds, and I'm going to wrap us back around here. But, this is exactly why I created Nourish. So you're kind of helping me to reiterate that, and also helping other women by we're talking about, the fact that this is something we all struggle with, that crossing over to making it natural. It doesn't happen instantly. It doesn't happen in 7 days. We have to do it awkwardly and rebelliously for a while. And that's the reason I created this as an ongoing training. We're going to practice it again. And that's, the thing I can't find. I have the black and white version. So let me just grab that. It's so pretty though. I made this, which is in color and really pretty. And I also made it look, we're going to be looping around, and Nourish is an action. And that was important for me to announce that this is not passive. I have to actively engage in my own healing, in my own habit. So anyway, is there anything else you would want to share for those women that are out there that might join us this week or in the months to come? What would you suggest to them?
To not give up on yourself. It's really easy to say, listen, I joined that and it didn't work. I joined that and it didn't work. And and you keep kind of throwing money at the problem. But this, with a lifetime membership, you're going to throw money at it one time. and then keep coming back, because there's going to be something you will hear that might just help you get through that day. And that's kind of all that I'm sort of looking for. Is get me through this day, get me through the next day, get me through the next day. And so if that I'm fingers crossed. I'm all in. I'm always all in until I turn out to be not all in, but I already paid for it, so I'm all in. I'm in. Don't have to think about it 6 months from now and determine whether or not this is working or not. I'm still there.
Right.
And I'm still going to be.
Right. And just for the
Come join me.
Yeah, so for the sake of the recording, and we're going to finish up here in just a few seconds. For the sake of the recording, there is no other lifetime membership is ended. And so
I'm sorry. Too bad for them.
It is. So you can get in now for the monthly or the yearly, and we've got that all set and it's on the page. And so for the sake of those listening, if you want to find out more about this and get to know Cheryl and the other women that are in our little club, you're going to go to dianecunningham.com. And you're going to just join us. For monthly is $37, or pay in full is $370 for the whole year. Save a couple months worth, and it's going to be great. We're excited to welcome you, and we're all in this together, doing the best we can, one day at a time, and one meal at a time, and one piece of gum at a time, I guess. So,
and I think since we're a club, Diane, we ought to have T-shirts. Oh. So. Because we're a club. Don't all clubs have T-shirts? Let's just not do any fundraisers. But
none of mine do, because I don't wear those kind of T-shirts. But I might send out some little bracelets. But
okay,
don't like make me sign a contract right now. I've got videos, we've got recordings, and everybody gets a book. So we start with. All right.
Yay.
I'm going to close up with a little mini prayer for all of us and then get us out the door. Father God, thank you for just one day at a time to practice these things, to know it's going to be very awkward and imperfect, and we don't have to do it just right at all. And so, Lord, help us to surrender into that and allow things to evolve. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And
Amen.
Again, thank you so much, Cheryl, for jumping on here with me today. I love you.
You're welcome.
I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.